This program on investing under regulation crowdfunding is not investment advice.
Rising with the crowd, power unbound, change makers lead where hope is found. Superpowers for good, shaping the fate. Investors and dreamers open the gate. Supercross stands loud, proud and true, building tomorrow for me and you.
Have you ever felt just a little bit overwhelmed and wished you could just get a little bit of help today? Well, our guest today has figured out a solution to that problem. So stick around. You don't want to miss this. Welcome to the Superpowers for Good show from the Super Crowd. We're thrilled to have you. I'm your host, Devin Thorpe, and today's guest is Tamara Lucas, the CEO and founder of Panda. Tamara, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Devin. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're thrilled. So there are a lot of people in this world who get feeling a little overwhelmed and need a little bit of help. Tell us about what you're doing.
Yes, it's pretty much almost every single person I talk to feels that way. Like you said, my name is Tamara Lucas, and I am a single mom who was feeling that desire and need to get a little bit of help. And so I started Panda, which is a acronym for the Personal Assistant Next Door app. And really my mission is to step in to be a village of support for people that are super overwhelmed and might not have the social support system around them to help them with the everyday stuff of living life.
That is wonderful. So how does this compare to familiar tools like Uber and Lyft and TaskRabbit and some of these things? What's different? What's the same? What's familiar?
Yeah, it's actually one thing I do say sometimes is that it's kind of like Panda is sort of like if TaskRabbit and Uber had a baby, but that baby actually cares about your overall well-being and supporting community. So we are like TaskRabbit in that we help to get tasks done, right? We have people from the local community that we hire as our pandas. They come on as contractors, and pandas are personal assistants next door. And so they can do a variety of stuff, generally just to help you run a household. That's what we're looking for, and also a desire to help. And so they really need to fit into our culture of supporting community, having mutual respect, and having a desire to help other people within that community. So in that way, we are like TaskRabbit, but we are hyper local. So the thing that is great about that is it encourages money staying within your local economy. It really increases the sense of trust and social responsibility. And it just really creates this of relationships that are not really ever happening in something like TaskRabbit. But we are like Uber in the way that our users, when they have a need and they are just overwhelmed and they put in a request into our mobile app, they just basically can tell us what they need. They can pick up their phone and just voice text into it. Can you please just figure out what we're having for dinner tonight? Go by the grocery store. When you get to the house, cut up those vegetables, let the dog out while you're there, and please move that stuff from the washing machine into the dryer so it doesn't start to smell all mildewy, which I think those are sort of the actual things that most people today need help with. It isn't just a one-off, stopping by the grocery store and picking up food and leaving it at your front door, like something like Instacart. So we really can adjust to all of the needs of people, the everyday things that they need help with. In the way that we're like Uber, though, is when you put in that request, it goes out in our system to all of the pandas that are automatically assigned to the area that you live in. We call our service areas groves, like bamboo groves. And then it goes out to the pandas, and the pandas, like an Uber driver would, see the jobs that are available, and then they self-select based on their skill set and their schedule. So we really are trying to make it as simple as possible for our users. We don't want to have them spend 10 minutes scrolling through and seeing all the different people and, well, who do I select, and why does this person charge $80 and this person charges 20, and they all have 5 stars, but who are they? So we really just want our users to be able to trust us, to know that we have a whole community of people at the wing, waiting in the wings to help them out. So those are kind of the ways that it is similar, but yet also different than a lot of our competitors.
That's interesting, and it sounds to me like something that you said that the uh, the panda is going to set the price. Is that right?
No, nope. So that's how like TaskRabbit is, right? So they have providers that will come in and say, this is what I charge for this, and then it just sort of adjusts to whatever the charge is. We have a set price that we charge for all of our services. Those prices change only based on what membership level our user is at. So if you want to come in and just check us out one time and pay the normal price, you pay 1 hourly rate. And then we have 2 different membership levels that you can pay a monthly fee to be a member. And then you get discounts on that hourly rate depending on your membership level. Those different memberships also have different benefits with them. So one of the benefits that both of them have is that once you find a panda that you love and you really want to keep working with them, you can select them as preferred, and then they get to see your requests before anyone else does. We also have a really great premium membership online community that is ripe with lots of different community partner discounts. We have a resource section that has different coaching resources, different educational resources, little videos from some of our partners. And so that is a really good resource for our premium members to check out. So that's the only thing that changes the rate that our users pay. And then we pay our pandas based on how many requests they've had with done with us. So the first few is just sort of a test thing, and then they start to move up in what they get paid out.
That's great. So as you have been scaling up a little bit, tell us a little bit about your users and your pandas. I think you've told me, if I understand correctly, that most of your customers and most of your pandas are women. Is that right?
Yeah, it's we're open to anybody, but really it's like between 90 to 95% of both our users and our pandas are women. So we really do have a culture of women helping women, which is also really nice. It's just very supportive and collaborative. And so, yeah, and it's really interesting too, because a lot of our users and a lot of our pandas kind of have the same characteristics to them. We actually have some of our pandas that put in requests as a user and vice versa. I've had some of our longtime users are like, you know what, I have a little extra time. I think I would be willing to go in and, rather than just folding my own laundry, get paid to fold someone else's laundry in the neighborhood. So, so that really is the defining thing of our users and our pandas. They're sort of just there in community. And really it ranges from anyone from stay-at-home moms to really busy executives, but mostly working women are our users. Most of them have children. And then our pandas sort of are in a range of a lot of different stages in their life.
It's an interesting community that you're building, and I'm intrigued. I keep wondering, how are you managing the hyper localness of that? And maybe that's too technical to reveal or too secret, but I'm curious about how you manage that, because that would give users more comfort to know that the person that they're letting into the house just lives a few blocks away, and you're likely to see them at the grocery store or something.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing that I've said before is, you're a lot less likely to steal someone's grandmother's jewelry if you're going to run into them at Publix. So the hyperlocal, and it's sort of adjusted over time. We started off being extremely hyperlocal, like within a neighborhood. We've expanded it out a little bit where it really is like about a 10 to 15 minute drive maximum between one end of the service grove to another. And we give our pandas the option to work in like adjacent groves. So they have the option to sort of expand out if they want to. Because you got to remember, we have a two-sided marketplace here. So we really need to make sure that our users are happy, that they've got increased trust. But also for our pandas, we want to make it really attractive for them to work with us and to stay close to home and work where they feel comfortable. So we just have been expanding. We started in my neighborhood in Atlanta. I live in Decatur, which is a small part of Atlanta, if you're familiar with it. And then we're now throughout most of Metro Atlanta, including some of the suburbs. So it really is just a matter of expanding and just sort of growing. So we kind of just keep growing into areas next to the places that we have been. So it is a little bit difficult to manage it, but by allowing our pandas have a little flexibility to go a little bit farther, that really helps us. And so that's kind of how we're doing it. We're actually expanding into our next new market. Our wait list is open now, so we'll see how that goes in a brand new
Great.
city.
And where's your new market? Do you dare tell us?
Yeah, we're going to do Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm very excited.
It's
very different size than Atlanta, very different type of city. And my family also lives there, so both my sisters are like, we need pandas. So I know I have at least 3 customers.
There you go. Now, Tamara, you're raising capital from the crowd using WeFunder. Tell us a little bit about how you decided to raise capital from the crowd.
Well, this is great because this is actually my second time doing a WeFunder raise. So you've already mentioned that we are all about community. It is the thing that runs through everything that we do. And I've raised a little bit of money. I did a Techstars, so I got money from them. I've done some friends and family. I have a couple angels and whatnot. But I really started to see the opportunity to give people within our community a chance to have a sense of ownership. And because people love what we're doing. It really resonates with so many people. But a lot of people don't have $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 to invest, but they might have, $100 or $200 to invest. So by doing crowdfunding, not only are we raising the capital that we need to grow and to just hit our milestones, but also we're really furthering our sense of community and giving a sense of ownership to a lot of people. I've got a bunch of my pandas that have invested, their family members, quite a few of our customers have invested. So it really allows a deepening of those relationships and that sense of ownership and connection to each other. So it's really kind of a no-brainer for us. Fits in perfectly.
Yeah, that's great. Now, you're not hard to find on WeFunder, but on the screen right now, there is a short link that redirects right to your WeFunder campaign. It's s4g.biz/panda. So, folks, if you're watching, I encourage you to check it out. Just go take a look, s4g.biz/panda, and that's going to get you right to her WeFunder page and give you a chance to check it out. There you can see all the deal terms that we can't talk about. So, Tamara, I really want to congratulate you on doing this. And we're going to have to take a quick break here for just a minute, though. Be patient with us. So folks, I'm here today on the Superpowers for Good show with Tamara Lucas, and she's the CEO and founder of My Panda. This is a company that is helping to build community that is supporting mostly women by creating opportunities for them to help each other. And this is really a fun, great thing. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Tamara about her superpower. So stick around. You don't want to miss this.
Download a free copy of How to Make Money with Impact Crowdfunding. The book Sarah Hanks describes as
a fantastic overview, not just of crowdfunding investing, but of investing in general.
Andrew Savikas raved,
"This book offers unparalleled insights for anyone looking to make a difference."
Scan the QR code to get your copy. SuperCrowd 25, where innovation meets impact.
18 hours of live content, 5 platforms, 1 global audience.
Join the largest event for regulated investment crowdfunding. Live pitches, expert panels, real change.
August 21st and 22nd.
Scan the code or visit thesupercrowd25.com to register free today.
Struggling to raise capital for your business?
Unlock the power of the crowd with AI. My free guide, Crowdfunding Made Simple, walks you through every step to success. Get funded smarter, faster. Scan the QR code now for your free download. Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with my Panda CEO, Tamara Lucas. We've had a great conversation about the new app that she's deploying in Atlanta and soon in Charlottesville. We're excited about all that she's doing. And so we're going to shift gears now, though, to talk to her about her superpower. So stick around. Tamara, I'm panicked. Remind me of the city where you're expanding. I said Charlottesville, and I think maybe is that right? Is that right? Okay. There's a Charlotte, North Carolina, and a Charlottesville, Virginia, right? That's where you are, Charlottesville. Great town.
Charlotte is on the radar for one of the next cities. So there's a lot of reasons for that. But
kind of sort of between Charlotte and between Charlottesville. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Enough of a geography pause. It's so much fun to talk about geography. But we're going to shift gears. You have accomplished something really remarkable with this business. You are generating revenue. You have customers. You've got the technology deployed. You are expanding. That is incredible. You've raised capital in a variety of ways. Techstars, WeFunder, et cetera, angel investors. You've accomplished a lot. What is your superpower?
Well, I really think that my biggest superpower is my ability to listen to people and connect with people, understand what their needs are, and then really creating spaces and connections for them to get those needs met. And that has sort of translated into what my Panda has ended up to be. Because, when I was thinking about my superpower, because we're really kind of thinking about it in a general sense, and I'm like, wow, this really is what I've done here. I always have had people, just random strangers, will come talk to me and just open up about what's going on in their life. That's what caused me to be a psychology major and get my master's in social work. I was like, well, if I'm doing this all the time, I might as well get paid for it. But in those fields, you don't get paid very much. So this is hopefully going to work out a lot better. But it's that listening, the being present, and then also the ability to connect and create places and relationships for people in order to get those needs met. So I think that's pretty much the gist of it.
As you think about your ability to understand someone's needs, I wonder if you can think about a specific time and share it with us. Maybe don't reveal personal details from your counseling sessions, but maybe you could share a story of how you were able to understand someone's needs and address them.
Well, this is sort of one of my experiences, but, one day I was talking to a friend of mine who was working as a dog walker. And she told me, she's like, oh my God, I go in these people's homes and they need so much more than just a dog walk. Like, if I could just tell them I would clean up the kitchen for $20, I would definitely do that. And I was like, wow, that is exactly what I need. And in talking to so many other people, I hear so many people. There isn't just one, because it's pretty much everyone I talk to, and all of the mom groups I'm in, and all of the different communities that I interact with. Everyone is overwhelmed and just stressed out about trying to meet the expectations that are put in front of them. So that leads to, I'm constantly connecting people to someone that can help them, or asking them to think about different ways that they can get the support they need. And so that story ended up being the day that the idea for my Panda was born. And it really was just a way, like, what we need is a community. What we need is people to turn to that we trust, to be able to ask for the help that we need, and also an opportunity for people to provide assistance and help. So that's just sort of what that day sort of transformed into what I'm doing now. So.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Now, if you were trying to coach someone on how to be more perceptive of someone else's needs so that you could help out, how would you coach them to be? And you're a professional, right? You know how to do this in a trained way. How would you coach someone to just be a little more attentive to the needs of others?
I mean, listening skills are really the biggest thing, to be able to stop the conversation in your head of what you want to be saying to them right then and there. Just listen and try to have a sense of empathy to understand where they're coming from. And also to have an open mind, to be thinking about the different ways and different situations that potentially you could help with to help them get through that scenario or that crisis or that problem that they're having. But really, I think listening skills are just really the biggest thing. And then thinking about the ways that you and others in your community can step in to be a support. I mean, we as human beings are meant to live in community. We, as our human way of being, is supposed to be living in villages with people all around us to lean on for support. And in this day and age, we're sort of isolated, right? We live in these homes where we have all these expectations on us. And it's supposed to be the nuclear family doing everything. And that's just not how we are as humans. So I think having that perspective in the back of your mind at all times too, is that we're meant to rely upon each other, and we're meant to lean on each other and ask for it and give help. And that's really the only way that we're going to make it through this world, honestly, is if we're able to connect with others and be there to help.
Well, that is profoundly important. And it is interesting that you have been able to parlay your counseling skills into something so powerful in business. And you shared a little bit of the story, but I wonder if you could, let's layer this on just a little bit. Help us understand how you've used your deep counseling skills for building the business.
I mean, business is just relationships and problem solving, and listening to people and understanding how you can solve problems and what to do in certain situations and being creative. And all of that feeds into psychology and social work background, really. I mean, I mentioned I might as well get paid for this if I'm doing it all the time. It isn't just that I am using my education for this. It's like my life sort of led me to get educated, and my way of being led me to be educated in that way. So it's just interacting with people and understanding people. And that's really what business is. So.
Yeah. It comes down to that, right? We sometimes want to think about the business as fundamentally being about the app. But that
Right.
isn't it, right? That there's a human being that makes the app. There's a human being that buys the app. There's a human being that signs up to be a panda using the app. All those are people, all human.
Yes.
Yeah. Really a profound reminder that the fundamental nature of business is humans. Listen, as we wrap up now, I wonder if you would take just a minute and tell people how they can learn more about My Panda, how they can get the app, how they can sign up on the wait list in Charlottesville, how they can connect with you, and remind people how to invest on WeFunder.
Yeah. The easiest way to access all that is our website, mypandaapp.com. It's 2 A's and 2 P's, My Panda app. Sometimes people type it in wrong. But there'll be a link there for the Charlottesville waitlist. The direct downloads for the app are on that too. We're in iOS and Android. There's also contact there. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. We also have a My Panda for Business, which is in addition to just our serving individuals, we offer to businesses and organizations opportunities to access our services and give either perks or discounts to their employees or members. So that's another thing too. You can access that all through our website. But that's really the easiest, best way. And then on WeFunder page, which is the link right there, they can go check it all out.
Great. S4G.biz/Panda. Tamara, we want to see you succeed. Thank you so much for being with us today. Good luck to you in all that you do.
Thank you so much. It was really great to be here. Appreciate it.
All righty now. Let's do some good.